Bonjour, good morning to you. Coming to you from London's Islington. This is British Lebanese, the 17-day hunger striker seeking accountability. And this morning, we'll let the traffic flow on good old YouTube, eh? There's Barley's Mow Passage. There's Cloth Fair that we're just coming out of. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Smithfield Market, International Market, Meat Market. We're outside the Balfour. That is to say the pub Balfour. What a waste of space. Look at this, it's a toilet, it's a derelict toilet. It needs to be turned into something. You could turn that into a little falafel outlet here, couldn't you? People commuting to work. Oh, she didn't like that. She got snapped. Live. Coming to you from London. So this morning, an agreement between a lawyer, a verbal agreement, has subsequently resulted in a failure. That lawyer, his name is Gary from Saunders Solicitors. Gary needs to be taught a lesson with the Arabs and the Muslims in Islington. That was for you, Gary. Well, that's interesting. They're now putting some kind of covers to protect the scaffolding. Oh, that looks interesting. That's one of the Templars, isn't it? One of the Templars. The ones that I reckon they're the chosen ones as well. Oh. Got a bit of religious Buddhists here in the background and the demonic bull, the goat skull. Okay, so we move away. So what's happened here is when I got recommended to use Saunders by Jeremy Corbyn's brother, they took me on. They didn't give me the man who was designated for every time Piers Corbyn refers someone, and that is Gary, one of the partners in Saunders. No, they gave me a pupil which is the definition, the correct definition of a trainee solicitor. Well, they call themselves trainee solicitor, but when you look it up, apparently that's not the case, is it? But they oversee it. So I didn't get what the others got. I got a trainee solicitor. Now, that trainee solicitor made a grave mistake. When I walked in the very first time and sat down with Caitlin Ward, told her that I'm recording. And that the reason why I'm recording is because I've been thrown into the mental health hospital. Mental health system. And also that because I'd received a phone call off of the president of Lebanon, off of his right hand, who was then the colonel of the Internal Security Forces of Lebanon, now general of the, as I was told, at least he was general, and I was told this by the Lebanese army, direct DM message from the Lebanese army I'm talking to you about on Twitter. That's what I'm talking to you about. And they confirmed to me that Adel Mashmoushi is now the general. This was maybe a year or 2 years ago, I think. And that was a man that phoned me from Babda Palace after a direct message from the president, who was acting as a president at the time. His name was Michel Sleiman. Bonjour if you've just joined us. Here we go. Coming to you from the city. With a repaired hairstyle that went tits up because soon my barber, she went on holiday. When she went on holiday, I started to look at the corners of my hair and start to cut bits off. And one bit was lower, that bit there was lower than that bit. And so it looked good for a while, because after a while, you think it looks alright, but it's not. It's like when you're in a prison cell and all the screws in there are butch and they're lesbians and they look so ugly. But after a while, some of you out there will know what I mean. Not a lot. So well done to the lesbian tip yesterday that I gave out, that South American. I'm going to change the subject slightly and go a little bit light on this for now and come back to this. We're predicting some World Cup football, haven't we? You know what, I've been hunting for a bin and I can't find a damn bin in the city. Can you believe that? And they wonder why people throw things. Now they're finding you if you're throwing a butt, and a cigarette butt that is, and they'll dress up with a tie and a shirt. I've tweeted a picture the other day of a traffic warden, but they sexed them up a little bit. They stuck a tie on them now and they're wearing a suit, so they're in disguise. And they do all sorts of things like hide behind cars and wait till you're gone, and then they'll snap you with a £200 ticket. You've got to pay it within 2 weeks, and if you don't, you're screwed. It's another form of terrorism. So this morning, chipping and chopping with subjects from different directions as I remember them. I'm trying to conduct myself this morning. This is my first coffee. I'm not doing a very good job of it. I just want to get rid of some of the rubbish I got before I continue. So Gary Doolan, or whatever his name is, from Saunders, decides to send me a file after his staff put the phone down on me numerous times after I phoned him. I didn't record him. I wish I recorded him, but because recording lawyers in England in these times is absolutely crucial, essential to any Arab, any Muslim, specifically Muslim, but any Arab, full stop. If you don't record the solicitor that is appointed for you, be a legal solicitor or whatever, yeah, then they're not going to believe you. And if you don't record the president's fucking phone call, that's my first swear word in this YouTube, which means I'll go down in the list. If you don't record him, you get thrown in a mental health hospital because you quoted it. Nobody's going to believe you. But it's been made public now. And within days from sending, and I exuberate my voice because it's an important point, within days from sending the recorded audio of the phone call from the President Michel Sleiman via General Adel Mashmoushi, sending them the letter, the recording, proving to them the reason why I was subjected to Section 2 of the Mental Health Act, where I spent over 27 days. 17 of those days were on hunger strike. Yeah? And me repetitively asking for the hospital, the private high category mental health hospital that they sent me over the other side of London. When I live in Islington, they wanted to send it over to Roehampton. Private hospital. Why send me to a private hospital? Well, that's for a start. Secondly, to make her felt better, why is it that when I asked for my release notes from that hospital repetitively from 2016 onwards, that they don't forward that? And we know that when you get released from hospital, there's release notes and you're entitled to them. And repetitively I had to get involved. Anton Gregory, why aren't they giving me my files? I want my files, phoning them up, emailing them. And what did Dr. Alcock do, the consultant psychiatrist who goes to that hospital 2 hours a fucking week, yeah, in order to review all the patients there, both sexes. 2 hours a week, and he fucks off while I'm on hunger strike. And then he pretends in front of the lawyer that I was forced to appoint for the first time, he pretends in front of her when they come and meet me, as in front of all his staff in the whole fucking ward. They've never witnessed a man doing hunger strike. They never fucking witnessed it. They never fucking witnessed it. And they're all standing there. And he's denying that I'm on hunger strike, denying any knowledge that I'm on hunger strike. I told him, write that down. Write that down, that you're denying that you had any knowledge that I was on hunger strike. All his fucking staff knows I was on hunger strike. But he was denying it. And he was forced there and then to correct that mistake. Dr. Alcock, keep him away from your children. He was the one who received the email that was sent to him by another consultant psychiatrist, Dr. Ormstein, I think his name is, who is an NHS, who was in my house, came to my house after the hunger strike, sat down. I opened my fucking laptop and I showed him the direct message from President Michel Sleiman asking me for his phone number and all the other messages that he sent me. The president, who was a president at the time. I told him, can you see now why they detained me? So he wrote an email. Dr. Ormstein, I believe his name is, I'm sure it is, wrote an email in front of me to Dr. Alcock telling him about the report that he made, yeah, that Alcott made. Said there's nothing wrong with Sam. He's not suffering from any psychotic episode. Yeah, and that Sam's tweets, there's nothing wrong with them about Palestine. Are you listening, doctor? Yeah, are you listening, doctors of your doctors and your professors of your professors? Are you watching Dr. Hankir? Yeah, Professor Hankir. Yeah, the Lebanese professor. Are you watching how I'm debunking your mental health system? Yeah, you're the one who's supported and elevated by the New World Order. Yeah, the New World Order. Are you watching? Because if you don't know about my case, if any of you psychiatrists in London don't know about my, quote, presidential case, unquote, where I did 17 days hunger strike, then you're deluded. You're the deluded person. And that word delusional order that Dr. Alcott put down as a malicious attack on an Arab. And I remind you to review Vanessa Beeley from UK Columns articles about Israel taking over the tendering for the contracts of mental health here in London, in England. Yeah. And I'm the one who 2016 been debunking it, and she had the fucking nerve to send it out only then, after numerous emails from me, numerous tweets alerting Professor from Declassified. Yeah, what's his face? What's his name again? I don't know what his name again is. That professor. Is that professor that went to Lebanon and to the funeral, isn't he? Declassified. He blocked me. What's his face? The one that communicates with Asa Winstanley. So why are you bringing out the news so late and you don't even mention me? I done a following video about Vanessa Beeley's exposing Israel taking over the mental health. I've done a following video on that. Welcome if you joined us. There's several thousand people right now live. You won't see that. I'm showing 77, yeah? But after about 2 hours, or it should be 4 hours, you'll see it, and then I won't get any more viewers. So it'll be just this amount, and you're all live, despite what it says there. So, debunking the mental health system years before journalists and investigative journalists have, it makes me feel sad. It really does. That drumming it into the Lebanese community all these years, and it wasn't until last year, no it wasn't, it was in April, May, that I bought this phone, this £1,400 phone that I got with all the other bits with it, that I was able to elevate my voice on social media now, and I've had well over 350,000 views on this demonetized account. Most of them were in the last in the last year. Yeah, most of them. So I debunk them, and I do a video the following day after Vanessa Beeley exposes Israel's contractors tendering for National Health Service contracts with all their IT. You know, yeah, that's my fucking field of work. Yeah, that's my field of work. And the IT tendering for contracts, yeah, I am expert in that. I reach your upper echelons of working for the top 10 best companies in the world to work for. How many of you could say that? Yeah, but yet my career shattered, thrown into a mental health system. Now, what justifies sending anyone to a mental health? There are guidelines which you have to be abiding by. What justifies my dad writing a letter of power of release and then refusing it? And then my mum, at the second time I was detained. Why was I detained the second time? Why was that? Because repeatedly asking for my file from the first rogue doctor failed. So what did he do, the cunt? He got the mental health system, abused his enforcements, and got me detained again. And I always swore after the first time that if I ever get subjected to the mental health, I'll go dry hunger strike. What did I do? And I warned the public that I will go dry hunger strike. I went dry hunger strike. Have you ever done dry hunger strike? Do you know what the fuck dry hunger strike means? It means when you don't take nothing, zero. That's what dry hunger strike is. This is what's targeting us Arabs, us Lebanese, British Lebanese who've been there since 1973. This is how Islington's police stations want to target us Arabs. Yeah? Shatter my career in the field of the IT. How many of you could say you work for the top 10 companies in the world, yeah? How many? Yallah. This account is demonetized. The only way of elevating the Arab voice when you see an Arab on YouTube is by clicking like. That pushes me into it. If you don't do it, yeah, you're going to be impacted. Karma's coming to you, yeah? And you know, I don't know, you take it as whatever you want to take it, but karma will come to you. I'm a man who believes in karma, yeah? But if you don't back your people, your community, yeah, right, they're going to walk all over you, just like Israel now, bombing Lebanon left, right and centre. Bombing Lebanon left, right and centre. Killing everyone, killing men, women and children in drones up in the air, focusing on you with their laser beams. What they're doing there is they're teaching the world that we're coming to your country. We're coming to stick our drones over your houses and hum there to do your brain in from the humming sound to impact you psychologically. That's what's going on. They're, what's it called again? They're transporting terrorism, Israel, to all the other countries. So now, I bet you that the IT sector of the Met Police and all the other sectors of the police in England now have purchased the software that they put in these drones, and that software has got an armed weapon in these drones here in this country. Yeah. And the synagogue, the issue with the synagogue, look at my tweets. I predicted last year that someone was going to do a false flag, fake news on a synagogue. I predicted that. Yeah? Crazy? Crazy? There's over 10,000 of you right now watching me live. 8,000, 9,000. Salamu alaikum with my right to you anti-Zionist, anti-cult. And salamu alaikum with my left to you Zionists. You Zionist dual national Lebanese politicians who watch me all the time. You know you do. You know you do. I've got no shadow of a doubt in my mind about it. And you do nothing. You sit there and you watch and you laugh. Yeah? You laugh. And you do nothing. And you sit there with your multi-million pound deals, your backhanders, earning all your money. Where's my share of that? Yeah, all that oil in Lebanon, all that oil in Syria, all that oil in Palestine, all that oil in Libya. You can't see a correlation with that? None of you? Why do you think I've been following Libya in 2011? Because I knew that that pattern of oil states was coming to Lebanon. And it was important that we studied what was happening in Libya in order to understand what's going to happen in Lebanon, so that we can arm ourselves with information and be able to relay the truth and reality of what's happening in this propaganda machine that we're fighting. See this file here? See this file here? This is what Saunders solicitors sent me. You have to have a fucking vernier to measure each letter on this file. Do you know what a vernier is? A vernier is an accurate ruler that's used with the engineers in engineering. That's what a vernier is. It measures 0.1 of a milliliter. .1 millimeter. The writing on that file there, and I asked Saunders solicitors for a soft copy, the same Saunders that was referred to me by Piers Corbyn when I met him in Westminster Court. And I told him, I complained to your brother when he was leader of the Labour Party about my case. He said to me, Sam, was Jeremy Corbyn the leader of the Labour Party at the time? I said, yeah. I said, I never got no reply. He said to me he was responsible. This Piers Corbyn, his brother telling me that Jeremy Corbyn was responsible. And then Jeremy Corbyn finally, after speaking to his staff on numerous occasions, years have gone through, they told me, contact your constituency. And that's been told to me again before. And he knows that my constituency, I'm banned from contacting 2 people in my constituency. I can't tell you what it is because they put a gag on me. Yeah. So when you, a fucking politician, tell someone who you know is banned from contacting them, telling them to contact them there, you're asking me, you're baiting me, yeah, to breach my contract. That's what you're fucking doing. You're baiting me to breach my contract. So a politician, in reality, listen, just get this into proper perspective. In reality, you're telling someone to go and commit a crime. Are you that deluded, Jeremy Corbyn, to give me that advice? Was you right in giving me that advice? I'll let the public decide, because the public are going to know. Yeah, the public are not there for you to twist their thought process with, and to lose in translation your perceptions of what's actually happening in my presidential case. So your own brother grasses you up, Jeremy Corbyn. Are you watching Lebanese politicians? Are you watching Your Excellency, professors? Yani, I'm telling you in this podcast that every Arab in every country now, if you don't record your lawyer, yeah, you ain't going to be believed in court. Now, I've got the recording now, yeah? Because when I walked into Saunders solicitors, I told her I'm recording. You understand? The first fucking time I told Caitlin Ward I'm recording, and there's a grave error that she'd done with her firm. That she never told them that. But if I didn't record it, he's crazy. He's crazy. He's crazy. Well, I've been crazy all my fucking life working. When I was 19, 20, I had 5 contracts. I was 19, 20. I had 5 contracts I tendered for. I was a manager. I was the accountant. I was the worker. I was the CEO of the firm. I generated more money in my youth than anyone in my year at school. Yeah. And all you old school buddies, yeah, come and bring it on. Let's see if you can prove me wrong. Yeah. And they inject you, don't they? They inject you when you're in your youth that you look call COVID now. So we've had our COVID. We've had it donkeys ago. BCG or whatever it is. I used to be such an ambitious fella, an overly ambitious fella. All the prominent coffee shops around my area, I predicted that they were going to be turned into coffee shops, and I have turned into coffee shops. I've got an eye for things in different fields of work. I am one of those employees that had to shift and divert my career in the Maggie Thatcher days of recessions and the stripping us off of the unions that we used to have, and the diverting into different fields and learning different skills. Because let's face it, an Arab looking face isn't as desired as a Jewish one in the world of employment. And one of the top, a Lebanese Maronite, came to this country and he done his accountancy and he got the highest results in England, Ireland and Scotland. And I know because I see the certificate. He won a certificate for it. He had the highest accountancy. He had the highest in VAT. He'd done his LFA IAB, which took him over 7 years to do. He's gone to Lebanon. He said to me, Sam, these people here in this country, he worked here. I've known him since 16, 17. He said, Sam, these people in this country, if they're not going to respect you, they're going to be racist towards you. And he says, my education and my skills, I'm better off giving that to my people. And he went back to Lebanon. And I've spoken about it before. And he came over to England and he said to me, Sam, you know what? I'm just buying a software for this firm. At the time, this was over 20 years ago. More than that. He said to me, I'm now working for the Lebanese mafia. So I'm saying it in front of Saunders solicitors, in front of Jeremy Corbyn, in front of Piers Corbyn, in front of all you who want to try to twist the facts that I bring forth. Yeah? There's no stranger to Lebanon. But when you say things like that, they don't like that. They don't like that. Oh, there's something wrong with him. Oh, there's something wrong with him. Fuck off. Lebanon is a small country. All the fucking prime ministers, all the presidents in Lebanon, yeah, the ones that are alive right now know about my presidential case. And if you don't think so, Jeremy, you really need to check your head, mister. You really need to check it. So this writing in this book, in this file here, that Saunders gave me, is so fucking small. It's 2 millimeters a word. Yeah? Even the magnifying glass that I use is not good enough. I asked them for a soft copy. They put the phone down on me. So I called again about 5 or 6 times. I can't remember. And each time they're putting the phone down on me. Yeah? So you give me my soft copy like I've asked you to, like I asked Caitlin to. Caitlin Ward, the trainee. And then there wouldn't be a podcast today about it, exposing you and Jeremy Corbyn and how rude your fucking company is. From the first time I walked in there, I told you I was recording. Are you listening to that, Saunders? You CEO bullshit. Hey? Are you listening to that? You think you're so smart sitting in your suit and tie? Yeah? That you could do anything and throw us out to the dogs. Hey? Without you getting exposed? Where's my soft copy? Where's my soft copy? And then I got on the phone the 5th time and you answered the phone. And I said to you, just give me my soft copy. And you said, okay. I said, good man. And I put the phone down and that was it. So where's my soft copy, Saunders? Why are you presenting me with a copy that's got 2 millimeter writing on it? Eh? I want to be able to forward that on social media. I want to forward it to the Lebanese government. I want to forward it to the Lebanese embassy, the file. I made a tweet yesterday, a breaking news tweet, and you better inform your friends about this, yeah? It was a tweet about Boris Johnson responding about my presidential case. Do you understand? It was Boris Johnson responding to the police about my presidential case, telling them that no, contrary to what they were saying, they were wrong. They, the police, they, CID, they, MI6, Shia, S.H. Shay, his name is. So you look at my debunking tips, right? Click on reply. The word debunking tips is one word. Click on reply and look down and see the printed file that I presented to you, yeah? A copy of this printed file where MI6, MI5 or CID wrote to Boris Johnson And he proved them wrong. And he proved them wrong, and they had to shut down that side of the file. No one has received this breaking information yet so far on social media. Yesterday was the first day I done it, so you examine that. You examine that, you professors out there and you lawyers out there. You examine that and you tell me, yeah, who's the fucking crazy person. Yeah, when I come on social media now and I exuberate my voice and I give my expressions, yeah, والله أنا زعلان بعلي صوتي بدي أرجيكم إنه أنا تأثرت من هالشي يعني. I've been impacted by what's happened to me. And this law firm, when I see them going down the wrong route, I ask for my file. Before they told me, oh, you're recording us. I recorded them the first time. And Caitlin Ward from Saunders Solicitors knew that I recorded her because I was in her fucking office telling her I recorded it. And her office knew that I recorded it. Yeah? And it was several months later, and they called me in again. They had a reason to call me again. Why did they call me again? I recorded that as well. I recorded it the second time. And it was the third time that they called me when I went to pick up my paperwork, when I recorded her in the reception of Saunders Solicitors. And I've got a copy of that, and I'm going to forward it to you Lebanese officials. Yeah, I can't forward it to the public because it's got private information like address and stuff like that. But, you know, I have got nothing to hide about it. Nothing to hide. But I just have to protect, for security reasons, certain information. And certain information, if I tell you it now, it's going to be used by them against me, the prosecution or whatever they are. This is why I need a lawyer to represent me, a proper lawyer. I need a lawyer in civil liberties, need a lawyer in council housing, need a lawyer to make claims off of the police, off of the mental health, off of Huntercombe Hospital, mental health service and National Health Service. Definitely the police. All claims. My claims are going to go into tens and tens of thousands of pounds, and they're trying to stop it. I've grokked what happened to me, and I've tweeted out to the public. Yeah? And this is the second law firm that after I forward the recorded conversation between President Michel Sleiman and me. Look at this cunt here shouting out, shut up. As I'm talking, let me move away from here, man. I don't want no fucking people sussing my location and then they trying to move away from here. يعني ما بعرف بس بدنا نكون عيوننا مفتوحين لأنه because of me exposing my case, yeah, because of me exposing my case, there's a lot of people out there that don't want that to happen. Most importantly, the lawyers and the police, without a doubt, and politicians, certainly, definitely politicians. Yeah, it's politicians who have impacted my case, and I am here to tell you that I have found it extremely, and I use the word carefully, difficult to get representation in England, proper, clean representation. I refuse to use any Jewish lawyers, and I'm giving you a warning here now. Yeah, anyone who is Arabic or who have been protesting and have found themselves victims of general waste, recycling. Look, it's recycling, you can't even stick the recycling. Let's see if I can get a fag off of these gents. Where's it? Excuse me, any of you got a light at all, gents? Ah, you're appreciate it. Ah, you're gentlemen. Matching colour. Have a nice day, gentlemen. She's obviously prepared, so I reckon it might rain because she's got a. We're in Cheapside. What the fuck is that? Britain's oldest private bank founded. Terrorist organisation, Zara, corporate funder to Israel, Zionist firm, do not buy. You got that? There's a woman in Saunders Solicitors called Elizabeth. Yeah. The way she speaks to me, the way she looks at me, the tone. يعني أنا ما بدي يهود touching my fucking paperwork. فهمتوا؟ أنا ما بدي يهود يدقروا ورقي. أنا ما بدي يهود يعملوا حالهم انه هن عم يساعدوني. هالكذب ما له مقبول ابدا. لانه لازم خبر العالم انه اذا بتستعملوا يهوديين محاميين او شركات صاحبينهم يهوديين رح تخسروا القصة. وقفوا قدام الجدج لحالكم، طلعوا على سوشيال ميديا واسألوا العالم شو بدكم تعملوا. انا عم بسأل العالم وما حدا عم يجاوبني، ما حدا عم يسمع. But you're all fucking happy to take up my advice, saying to you, let me just flip this over to me so that you know what happened recently about the breaking of the record. Yeah? Lebanon recently broke the record, haven't they? The most amount of scouts in one place. Who thought of that? Who could have thought of that? Who could have mentioned that on social media and that it was captured? Those comments requesting that Lebanon should be doing something rather extraordinary. Who thought of that? Hey? Who thought of the breaking a record in Lebanon? I'll give you one guess. I'll give you one guess. Who thought of that? No sooner than I said it on YouTube, it was done. This is called the power of unity, ya alam. فهمتوا؟ السلام عليكم. Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then maybe I'm delusional. Prove me wrong. I went out on YouTube, I said, break the record of something. We need Lebanon to be recognised, you know, we need to shake the moral compass of what's going on about Lebanon. And I mentioned, get a youth, break a record of some sort, and all of a sudden we've got a world record now. Well, you know what, you want to capture that, yeah? You want to capture that and do it, then that's fine, you know, I'm happy, yeah? And if it wasn't my idea, then I'm still happy, because it's a form of unity that we were able to achieve. And a warning to the world out there that unlike you who walk past and ignore the genocide, it's coming to your home if you don't wake up. That's what Lebanon is saying. Wake up. Lebanon is saying we are united. Flip you over. I had to come down here once to hire a suit for a wedding. I was best man to godfather to. One of these shops. It was Boss Brothers. Oh, looks like there's nothing here. Should we nose around? Let's make them look suspicious. That'll leave them there. Oh look, a man with dark glasses came round. He started focusing. He's camera on us. Oh, we're approaching multi-billion pounds area. Multi-billions. You recognise that? So my soft copy hasn't been received yet by the law firm. They dropped my case again. And in 2 occasions where I sent a recorded copy of the phone call from President Michel Sleiman to me off of his right hand, General Adel Masmouchi, within days, both those law firms dropped my case. Blackford's being one of them. That German Jew head of criminal, the one that so-called works for Blackford's and started to stop him taking instructions without me being subjected to Section 12 psychiatrist. And so we know that Mossad uses Blackford's LLP to do their dirty work. You know the Prince Andrew case? Well, it was Blackford's that dealt with it. It was actually a man that was dubbed Mr. Good News in Blackford's. And I'm giving you pieces of the jigsaw of the Epstein case here, because my ex works in that fucking law firm. Yep, she's a lawyer. Yep, she's a Jew. Tried to keep it from me so long that she's a Jew. Can you believe that? She tried to hide from me that she's Jewish for so long. And I had to put the pieces together. Her mother from Austria, The mother Jewish. How's that relationship going to work? We see some fog here, ladies and gents. I'm going to capture that. There's a bit of fog that's covering the roof of this high flyer. Bit of totty. English totty. Threadneedle Street. There's a bank. Right down there, in that ground there, there's billions of pounds worth of gold reserves there. Billions. And you know what? It's not even owned by England. That bank there is not even owned by England. Who's it owned by? Use your head. The cult owns this. The cult. Oh, that's a nice smile. You are watching Tuesday Dawning with commuters and police officers on bicycles. Let's continue. I can see it started to spit with rain a little bit. We're outside Bank Station. Right. What else do I want to bring up? For my Lebanese Tips audience, if I may say so myself, I am the dog's bollocks when it comes to political football teams or any sport tournaments. It is pure political. It is so political that if you're not geopolitically aware, you wouldn't know that. Is it Papua New Guinea or Guinea? There's a country called like that. Look it up. They're on the European qualifying World Cups. These countries that voted for Israel are performing the both teams to score. Egypt was with one of them. What was the others? The one that Egypt played. Anyway, Italy and Israel was a bad performance last time. We didn't get both teams to score out of it, but we will this time. And I'm not a football man, but if you find the situation that Italy is up ahead, Israel will come from behind and there'll be a draw. I do believe that the Italy game could well be a draw. That is to say, considering that Israel is not out of the Euro, as far as I'm concerned, it won't be. They'll stay in because they're a war state and they want to take over the ruling of the world. Just the white boy don't know it, do they? the white boy don't know it, and it's too much of a shock to them that Israel will be taken over as the one central location where they'll be, you know, I mean, they're in control of the IT infrastructure, aren't they, across the world. And we're about to receive a huge terrorist attack, mark my words, in the IT sector. They're trying to mimic some kind of, I don't know,
Their expectation of
a planet? Is that what they're trying to do? Make a fictitious message here of art that they have found water on Mars? Is that what they're doing? This little pond of some sort? Watch me walk into here now. See if he might say something. No, he's not saying nothing. Yeah, this is private ground. I just wanted to test to see if he was going to react. Oh, that's an interesting looking building. Look at that. That's unusual, isn't it? It looks like it's all rusty. They're still doing it up. What else have we got to bring up? Yeah. Portugal are playing some other team, aren't they? Yeah. I reckon that's gonna be a fierce game. Yeah. Over 10 corners, 12 corners, and also, you know, when Ronaldo is playing, you know he's an anti-Zionist. Yeah. You know he's not one to be bribed by the bookmakers. Yeah. So I expect goals, and I expect both teams to score with that one. The team that they're playing, I can't remember whether it's Bulgaria or Hungary or something like that, I don't know. But one of those countries, both of those countries, we've already had Shimon Peres, the former president or prime minister of Israel, say that we are buying up Manhattan, we are buying up Hungary, we are buying up Bulgaria, we're buying up Manhattan. Yeah, these countries here. Oh look, there could be a possible prime minister coming through here, ladies and gentlemen. Are you watching? There's a possible prime minister coming through here, live. Let's see if we can capture that. Yeah, there it is. It's a van there. Yeah, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. There. Good morning from the Arab. Good morning from the Arab. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? I'm just filming.
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Don't approach the vehicle.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I understand. Thanks for telling me. Don't approach the vehicle. Oh yeah, well I didn't know that. I didn't think of that actually. But I can understand why he's saying don't approach the vehicle. But they can see me. I've got a camera filming it. By the way, that's someone important. That must be some kind of a politician of some sort. Whenever you see a, did you see that? For some reason, I just got cut off for some reason. I don't know whether it's something. Huh? This lady she's, I don't know who she is. Good morning to you. Good question. I'd like to know that. But when you see something like that, what it means is it's a politician of some sort. I don't think that it was a prime minister because there'll be much more cars than that. Yeah, it was. Hopefully, this would capture it. And if you want to know and zoom into it a little bit later, I am British Lebanese on social media.
Okay.
A rare British Lebanese voice silenced.
I will type it in right now.
Bless you. Have a nice day. Bless her. Bless her. So, here's my first person who I interviewed today. Oh, that looks like a nice street. I love these streets. They're so fucking narrow. You go down on, down in, and it just gives you some of the image of the ancient English beauty of our country here. You know, heritage style and that, and architecture and that. We do have a fantastic country for architecture here in London. If you are, like me, a lover of going to museums, then you will enjoy that. Builder's bum. You will enjoy the scenes that look pretty kinky, actually, isn't it? His pink knickers. I'm sure he was wearing a pair of knickers there, weren't he? Oh, we got students here, tourists, students touring, going round England in their bunch. HSBC, terrorist bank, launderers of money. Yeah, the tweet that I done a couple of days ago was mentioning when I was in Turin. I've actually visited every museum in Turin, Italy. Yeah, and it holds the largest Egyptian collection in Europe. I'm not sure if it's the world. I don't think so. I think it is. It certainly is in Europe. I recall that, and one of the occasions that I went there, I was dating this lovely lady. She sat on a board of directors in one of the largest logistics company in the world, and she was a great granddaughter of. I was just about to say the name there. I won't. She was great granddaughter of a lord. I wrote granddaughter, but I believe she was great granddaughter of a lord who has made an invention. And I'll stop there. But we went into the museum, and we see all the mummies inside, and the tombs, and all the architecture. And talking of architecture, and then all of a sudden I started feeling sick in the museum, to the extent that my head started feeling light, and I had to grab hold of something to stop me from falling, and I fainted for a few seconds, as I remember, and the staff came round in the museum where the Egyptian tombs were and the mummies there, and it had an awful smell in there as well. And the staff came round and they said, look, this is normal. We've had this before. Certain people get impacted by it. And so, who knows? Could it been the curse? We don't know. But I certainly put the message out there that what had happened to me, and told them that staff in the museum said that it's happened to them. So I'll throw that back out there on a tweet to you guys. And for those of you who don't think too hard, yeah, why would a fucking daughter of a lord, great granddaughter of a lord, want to date someone? It's crazy. You fucking idiots. You don't think, do you? When you apply for a job at Hewlett Packard, do you know how many interviews you have to have? Or any other company in the corporate world? yeah, like Unilever or Bloomberg, you got to do about at least 18 interviews. Some of you might not never have heard that before. When you have 15, 18 interviews, these are the jobs of the segment, the level of employee that I can never reach now. Being thrown into the mental health system and not having a lawyer to be able to deal with my case. And every time you get an appointed lawyer and you forward them the audio of the present case, they can see that clearly there's a government interference in my presidential case. You understand that? Did you hear that? Government interference in my presidential case. That's what it is. But nobody's debunked it, and nobody wants to debunk it, because most of the fucking firms in England are run by Jews. Run by Jews, who have got Jewish employees. Yeah. The head of Blackford's criminal, I believe she's a German Jew. Prove me wrong. Debunk her. Find out. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. I want you to find out. If she is German Jew, I rest my case. Yeah. The lady that she appointed, the barrister that she appointed on my case, yeah, she was Jewish. I know what Jewish face looks like. You can't tell me. I'm a Lebanese. I'm a British Lebanese. Yeah, I don't want no Jews on my case. Look at them try to pervert this video, this YouTube now. Once bitten, twice shy. Because if they're doing what they're doing out in the Middle East, they're bringing it over here. If I'm subjected to a mental health hospital again, I know that I'm going to be thrown in a situation where I'm going to be in isolation, and they're going to try to inject and force drugs onto me that I'm not required to take. So it's important that me doing these videos, although I am benefiting you lot out there, yeah, none of you are helping me. None of you are helping me deal financially with the case. I'm bringing that message out right now, out to the Lebanese community across the world. I know the civilians in Lebanon, the residents, they call them residents, isn't it? Because they're living there. Much of them are not capable of helping me from financial side, but they know and they are well aware and they are well trained to apply unity where they want and where they see fit. And who am I talking about? I'm talking about the people out there, the people, the Lebanese community. Be you in Lebanon, be you outside Lebanon, and have prospered and have done well. Even you anti-Zionist Lebanese multi-millionaires and billionaires, yeah? How are you sleeping? All that money that you made, how are you sleeping now? You've looked after your kids. You've gained money, blood money, in the same way as British politicians like Jeremy Corbyn earns his money off of the blood of the Arabs, because that's his wages. That's British politicians' wages. Their wages, their money, every expense they claim, every person they employ, whether it's privately or through the public role that they have, is being spent from the blood of us Arabs. So you tell me, how should you deal with them? Because when I go to a court and they're sitting down in corridors of the court making decisions, they're contacting politicians behind the closed doors. What do you want me to do with this geezer? Yeah? He said, what am I supposed to do? Shoot the cunt? Yeah? Because I talk like that. I'm a Cockney speak in London. Then they want to nick me through. Like Robert Carter from Five Pillars. What have you done to bring me justice from Robert Carter? I lost £29,000 trying to deal with my life. Yeah, I want that back. Who's going to bring that back? Certainly not a Jewish lawyer. I guarantee you it won't be a Jewish lawyer, because I won't let a Jewish lawyer touch my fucking case. No, I won't. No, I won't. Unilever. You've got to have about 18 interviews, 20 interviews to work in that building there. Goldman Sachs next to it, behind the building there. You've got a big massive gold bullion reserve in that street there. That's called Fleet Street, by the way. That's called Fleet Street. We're in Blackfriars. Blackford's law firm is up there on the right. The same law firm that represented Prince Andrew in the Epstein case. And by the way, for you lot who don't know, knowing that I dated a lawyer, a Jewish lawyer, for a long time, too long, you try to call me anti-Semitic? You know what she told me? They all talk about cases that they're not meant to talk about to each other, to their mates. This is where lawyers are sitting down having a drink. And the amount of times that I've had a drink with lawyers and barristers and judges. I was invited to all them parties. Yeah. You know, I don't talk much about that, do I? Yeah? The judges and lawyers and barristers snorting fucking coke in the toilet. Yeah? Canterbury University. Yeah? I used to go to Canterbury every fucking weekend. That university there that teaches law. Oh boy, look at that. All of a sudden, we're just on the corner of the bridge. And we've got a couple of tents here. That's interesting. Observation. Yep, Tattershall Castle, right up the road. How many drinks have we had in the bar in that Tattershall Castle, the pub, the boat pub? Shall we go down and have a drink on the boat this morning? We'll see how this journey takes us. Wherever you go. Boom! This is the town of CCTV. This is the country where every step you take and every breath you take, they're watching you. They are watching you. Isn't that ironic that it was the police that said that? Good old Sting, eh? Let me tell you where Sting fucked up. He allowed some other arsehole to remix his song without allowing him. Yeah, all the Diddies and all their Oxo Cube Centre there over there. Is it the Oxo building? What the heck is that? City of London School. Yep. So if you want a solicitor, you want to make sure that they have a drug test. You want to make sure that that police officer who's arrested you hasn't got any drugs inside him either.
New York was good. Mexico was amazing.
Oh.
We have crackheads who are barristers and lawyers out there right now. You better believe it, mate. Listen, let me reiterate. I blended with the bar staff for a number of years. This is why I am aware how they function. That when you forward me a fucking file and each letter in it is 2 fucking millimeters thick, yeah, and I ask you for a soft copy, you don't present that. And then when I tell you I'm recording, like I told Saunders solicitors on day 1, they accept it. Ever since it, months go down the line, yeah? Months go down the line, I'm asking for information. You don't want to follow instructions? Then how do you expect me to deem you as a legitimate law firm who ain't there doing fuckeries to fuck you up because you're an Arab? Yeah, well, the bar system has terminology which tells you you got to favour the Jews. Which one of you personally got the bollocks to come out with that and bring it forth on social media, that interpretation there? Because I know it's there. I know it's there. My dad used to work there a long time ago. And you got the Chabad Lubavitch building. Bonjour.
You walk along here.
We're around the corner from number 10 Downing Street. Stop the road. See, the Chinese integrated well in the community here. Look how dirty that water is. Look at that. It's the colour of mud. Disgusting. All down here, all these buildings, they're all legal buildings here. Law firms. I've been to most of them. Whether it was for a drink or anything else. Early morning tourists. And I do believe that this is the Tattershall Castle, isn't it? I think it is. Let's see if YouTube decides to pick this as one of the chosen preview pictures. It's slippery. It's all out there, eh? What's all that about? Victoria Embankment, City of Westminster. Wellington. All right, I think, yeah, let's just chuck a right here. Seems to have a I've got quiet because I've said what I have to say. This YouTube, a lot of why I made this YouTube has been said. When you don't have a lawyer, you need to get it out on. I found that I have to. It's important for me to get it out on social media. When I have a lawyer, I don't need to get it out.
Yeah, how was it interesting?
But if that lawyer is not listening to me, then I will do YouTube. And if they're subjecting me now to seeing another psychiatrist after I've already seen one, yeah? And he got, what did he get for his 2.5 hour work? He got over 3 grand, yeah? So they make money. They make money. And they tried to manipulate the case where they were saying to me, oh, well, if you get a psychiatrist, section 12 psychiatrist, when I've already had one last meeting, then it might help your case. Are you fucking stupid? Are you a stupid, shitty lawyer being advised by Jewish lawyers? Because that's the way I see you, yeah? That's the way I see you. I want accountability, yeah? You're telling me I have to see a fucking shrink when I'm giving you instructions. That's the way I fucked off the other lawyer and I started exposing her. Now you're telling me I want to see another shrink? All right. I picked the shrink I want. It costs you £200 an hour to see this shrink. You either take him on or you fuck off those legal aid cunts, legal aid £70 an hour cunts who are common purpose trained, do some fucking 6-week course, and all of a sudden they're qualified to take over your whole powers over a human being, more powers than any other fucking person on the planet. Yeah, they have those powers. Yeah, do you understand? Do you understand what it is that I'm up against? These inserted rogue elements of mental health. I've seen them before. I'm the one who exposed them. Vanessa Beeley and UK Column News could not have done their video, their articles and their investigations, them coupled with whoever else has been exposing these revelations like Declassified News, without my information, without watching my YouTube. You could have done that. You could have done that. But yeah, you leave me alone. You leave me to the dogs, and you get your social fund professor from Declassified. You get your social fund. You're working for George Galloway. You're getting all that money from the Lebanese, the Muslims, the Syrians, the Palestinians, all that money for your legal cost. You're a fucking multi-millionaire professor. That's what you are. You're a multi-millionaire professor, and you're still sucking the blood off of your fighting fund, which you call your charity. Why is it they changed the name, that it's no longer a charity? Why is it? Is it still functioning as a charity? I applied for that and you refused. Who gave you the command to refuse it? Why aren't you Lebanese officials putting pressure on that professor from Declassified, putting pressure on George Galloway, who's milking it off of you? He is milking the system off of you Arabs out there. George Galloway boasts, he makes no money, yet every fucking tweet he sends has money on it. Every fucking YouTube he makes has money in it. He goes around saying, George Galloway, that all my family are employed. We know you're a fucking nepotist. We know you're a nepotist. Yeah? We see it in Lebanon, in Syria. We see it everywhere. Look at the Queen of England. Most of the prime ministers and the presidents are all related in one way. You know, the fund called the Fighting Fund, that's run by David Miller, Professor David Miller. Stop paying him. I'm a British Lebanese. I'm advising you to stop paying him. He's trying to deem his case so important that laws will be changed because of it. Bollocks! Bollocks! Laws can be changed by the people. Shit, it's the police over there. I'd rather walk past. Let's walk away from that. I don't want that confrontation. We're guarding the park of some sort. Why are you paying George Galloway money? Oh, let's go through there, I think. Yeah, let's go through there. Let's go through there. Iron me up. Oh, Bill, iron me up. I looked up Company's House on the Fighting Fund. A Company's House was showing some interesting information. And anyone who makes a donation to all these charities that are saying, yeah, help us, we're sending money over to Palestine. How the fuck is that money going to get to Palestine, to Gaza? Yeah? How's that money going to get to Gaza? What do you think, people are going to walk into a bank and pick it up of you? Yeah? Are you stupid? Yeah? All the people, the majority of the people who are collecting money, yeah, I say over 70% of them are fraudulently taking money and benefiting for themselves. Yeah? Or the majority of that money, yeah, will be taken by their administration fees or whatever their expenses are. Yeah? You want to know about charities? You need to hire someone to debunk these charities and expose them, because they are making money off of the blood of Palestinians, and we need to set examples of charities that are doing just that. And I push you to focus on the Fighting Fund. Yeah? The Fighting Fund is run by white boys. You understand that? Well, second, I'm the the person who debunked synagogue psyop before. Yeah, before anyone else did. Yeah, I've been doing lots of predictions year after year. Every year towards Christmas, I make predictions. Most of what I have to say becomes evident. Sometimes I bother to retweet it. Sometimes I forget. What it just shows is we are in tune with what's going on. Get the message out that I need a lawyer that deals with civil liberties, council housing, compensation claims off of the police, off of the National Health Service, off of the private hospital. The police took my glasses, these glasses here, yeah? When they took my £300 glasses, because that's how much I paid for them, yeah? They scratched them before giving me them back, yeah? And I've got green eyes, for those of you who don't know, I've got green eyes. My eyes are green. They're not blue. They're green. They're radical green, as Keir Starmer says. Indeed, we are outside the Strand at the Aldwych end of it. And there's a pig here that resembles the bullshit that comes out of the partner of Saunders Solicitors. There he is. Here's the partner of Saunders Solicitors who I spoke to. His name is Gary. Yeah. He's the one that told me that he's dropping my case. So you write a letter to Saunders Solicitors in Snow Hill. There's two Saunders Solicitors. The other firm I wrote to asking them whether they'll accept a compensation claim. And I told them, are you part of Saunders? They said no. So when I give them one case where I was detained longer in a mental health hospital than I should have, they come back to me and say, we ain't got the capacity, meaning that they haven't got the workload. But when I call them and tell them, can you take on claims for this and that? They say yeah. And then when they say yeah, they'll go round and they'll come back to you and they say, they'll do their investigations, yeah, talk to their people, and then they'll go around and they'll say to you, we ain't got the workload. When they just pick and choose what they want to take. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, I haven't had legal representation by a qualified lawyer represent my case properly in this country right until now. I'm 55. Right until now, I haven't had a decent lawyer. And all the lawyers that I've come across, apart from the one, Michael Reason, and Barrister Miles Crowley, after those two lawyers, who were the lawyers that, when we were taken to court, as in me and my family, my British Lebanese family, were taken to court by Islington Council. And we debunked them, and as a result of debunking them, our case set a precedence across England, Ireland, Scotland and Wales, and it changed the laws through those lawyers. Those are what I call lawyers. Yeah? Those are what I call lawyers. Islington Council has been one of the most racist organisations in the whole of the boroughs in England. Indeed, at one point it had the highest complaints in the whole country. In the country. It was just headlines. Front page fucking headlines, or was it? It was certainly headlines, and it hit the whole nation. I can't get representation in England. I need it to be dealt with by the Lebanese community out there. That's the only hope that I've got. So you need to spread the word. You need to speak to people. You need to do networking. You need to contact Saunders solicitors and tell Gary to forward me my soft copy. I want a politician to contact Saunders solicitors in Lebanon, yeah, and to forward my soft copy and to question him, yeah, question Saunders solicitors in Snow Hill, EC1, yeah. Why is it that when Sam came to your office the first time and told you that I'm recording this call, this meeting, he comes back another 2 times, and then on the 3rd time you say you recorded us, so we're going to drop your case? We can't have that. Why is that? Why is a law firm saying, oh, if you record us, then the relationship is broken? Well, first of all, yeah, forget about this word relationship, yeah, because when you got a relationship with the fucking police stations to do the work in the police stations, yeah, that's called bribery. You're receiving work from the police or from local councils, all those places that you forge relations with, yeah, and then you represent those clients, yeah, for pecuniary advantage, for money, yeah, then you'll become to understand that what I'm talking about here is above your lower level intellect, and it is for a professor or a consultant to debunk the system of referring clients to law firms where there's a relationship between the police and the law firms. That relationship there determines your fate. Yeah. And anyone who uses Jewish lawyers and you're an Arab, yeah, you might as well just go in and hand yourself in, yeah, and tell them all the lies you want, because they'll just take it aboard. But the truth, they won't take it. Yeah. So don't use a Jewish lawyer. If it's a Jewish firm, don't use it. Avoid it. It's my advice. Get the message out. And I need a lawyer. I am vulnerable now in terms of vulnerable from the police attack, the police baiting of me. Yeah, I'm at the mercy of my community out there. Yeah, and let's see if we can get some big voices in on the case. Yeah, the president of Lebanon needs to understand that I'm not giving up. He needs to understand that I'm Lebanese blood. I'm here to expose his own Maronites in the country if he doesn't fucking do something about it. Yeah, I'm here ready to continually cause breaking news and to cause change in Lebanon, like the record that was broken recently, yeah, was done over the influence of me, and I'll leave you at that. No. On that note, I'll wish you a good day.